Karan. Because I know they're not gonna pronounce it and they're gonna be like depressing conversation about it. I just try to avoid it. If I'm not supposed to see that guy more than a couple of times, I would just say Kevin. I found Kevin with my last company because they wanted to put a English name on the resume, so they put Kevin, and now I'm Kevin. Before that, it was actually AJ. Do you want to know the story of that one? I want to know. It's like if someone comes here and say I'm Kamal, so they're gonna talk about their name for like what about what are they gonna talk about?
No, you'll be surprised. My plan is to put all of these together, so have like a long, short film.
Long short film.
Yes, about just that, just stories around your name.
Yeah, it's very interesting actually. I'm actually interested to know other people's
It
story.
is very
If there is a story.
There are lots of stories actually, not just one, all around one name.
Katya Roberts. When I was born, my parents named me Katya, but the long version of Katya is Yekaterina. And she looked at me and she said, Katrina? And I said, yes. And I was so relieved that there's something I could just call myself that people could say around me in this new environment, in this new life. So I took on Katrina. Though it took a while for people around me to embrace this change. In fact, my father-in-law still often calls me Katrina. He feels maybe it's not very American. Like he thinks people in America should have American names. There was another person who tried to change my name in my life as well. He was a boss of mine that I used to work for. So when I got my business cards from him in the mail, that, this is welcome to our business, you're starting, here you are, and on the card it says Kate. His answer to it all was very simple. He just said, I just thought it best for you to connect with people, just easier for people. And then I had to go around for the next year introducing myself as Kate and giving them this card as Kate. I had to learn the word want. When I was 28, I went to a therapist, and the therapist taught me how to use the word want. So just the idea that it was okay for my wants to exist and to voice them, and then to live out a life that I want, that fits with me, not just like the circumstances around me or the people around me.
Pedram. They ask, they're like, what? Like, Pedron, Pedro, you Pedro, Ram, meh. Not N, not Pedro. A lot of people, it depends, like for small talks, no, I don't care. I'm not gonna see the person ever. I just go Saul. It's like it's a short for Solomon. It was difficult. I was like, okay, you pick up like an English or American name for me. And he went, Saul, you're Saul. It's just Saul is a joke. I would never ever be like, I don't want to be Pedram anymore. I want to be Saul. So sometimes I go like Saul. I don't know, in Starbucks, sometimes I just write P-E-D, Ped. A lot of Americans, they don't bother to call you with your full name. They just prefer something easier.
My name is Ahmed Qaisman Hazm. Like, we have all lived here for long enough to know the intention of that person. That they actually mean it from a place of like sincerity, that they don't know and they really want to know how to say it. But then there are people who would just, I know, wouldn't care. So for them, I just give them fake names. For a long time, I was like Liam. Or some people are like, oh, can I call you Q? I'm like, no. I'm not Q. Like, you're not my close friend to call me anything you want. If I know you can pronounce my name correctly, and as just a form of cute form, you call me Q, that's fine. But if you can't say my name, and then you're like, oh, you give me a new name? No.
So which one do you use more, Blanche or Liam?
Like, Liam is like more of like my night name, I would say.
Then you go out?
When I go out, it's always Liam for men. But when I'm in everyday like restaurants, anywhere else, or even at the airport, sometimes like people start talking to me, oh, like what's your name, Blanche? I don't want to like just talk, I mean, unless I know that person, or there's, and also being at the very margins and intersections of different identities and vulnerabilities, being Muslim, from Afghanistan, queer, all these things makes us to be more attentive and careful to what names we use and what identities we are able or feel safe enough to share with others.